And I guess last night was Exhibit A on why you don't do that, because things in the National Football League can change in a millisecond like it did for the New York Football Jets.
Yeah.
Sick for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, 4 plays into last night's game. What is is it an Achilles?
That's what they think. I don't know if the MRIs come back with they're saying that.
Yeah,
get rid of turf, Steiny. Well, that had something to do with it. I'm no doctor. Cleat got caught.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, if we're going to get into player safety, I mean, how can you start the Thursday night games week 1?
You said that in the
week freaking 1. I look at the Eagles have a Thursday game, the Niners have a Thursday game next week. So you come out of the gates and you play 3 games in 11 days.
Man,
I mean, right off the bat.
Lori Matthews on YouTube starting MRI confirmed this morning, torn Achilles.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, hate to see it.
And I want to know, here's the other thing that I was thinking, because I think you can spin it positive. So usually when your quarterback goes, is there anybody out there that would bet on the Jets right now? That would bet on the Jets?
I'm wearing green, but no, not me.
Probably not. I think most of us assume their season's done because that's what happens. But then you go back to last year for the 49ers, and they lose their starting quarterback, at least at the time. And their season was not done. Okay. Then they lost their second-string quarterback, and their season was not done.
Incredible.
And they ended up using their third-string quarterback and getting it. That was such an exception.
Wow.
That I have a feeling we're always going to use that as an example of it can work, but it's not going to work most of the time. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. And they almost parlayed that into a trip to the Super Bowl. So it's interesting. But that's kudos to because we're going to see what Robert Saleh has and his coaching staff in the bag, because I know Jameis is out there, and right now Zach Wilson's the guy. But Matt Steinmetz, you got to get into your coaching bag, and I wonder if we're giving Kyle enough credit for what he pulled off last year with what he did with Brock Purdy.
Well, I'll give him credit.
He kept the ship afloat. It went higher.
I'll give him credit for last year, for sure, keeping the quarterback position afloat. I wouldn't bet on him being able to do it again with Sam Darnold.
Hell no.
I mean, but
nobody would bet, that he would.
Well, but I think after last year, I think there's a lot of 49er fans that believe maybe Sam Darnold, if Sam Darnold's got to play, they can win with Sam Darnold. I think they can survive with Sam Darnold. I wouldn't,
because they're talented.
I wouldn't bet on Kyle Shanahan to do what he did for Purdy for Darnold. I wouldn't bet on it. Doesn't mean it can't happen.
I got you.
But I wouldn't, but usually the season's shot once that happens.
We got a text from the 510 to your question about the signature wins under Kyle Shanahan. Mm-hmm. December 2019, you remember this game at the goal line. The game ended 26-21 at Seattle for the number 1 seed. But I'll say this to that.
That's right.
That was a big game, but even if you lost, you were still in it.
Yeah, but that was for home field.
Yeah, no
throughout.
doubt about that. But you still were in the 30s. You lose to the Texans at night.
Somebody's talking about the Saints game in 2019.
The Kittle play.
That was a. You know what's interesting? I looked at that game. The reason that was a big game was the 49ers had just lost to the Ravens. Both the Ravens and the 49ers were 10-2, and the Ravens beat the Niners 2017.
Okay.
And then next week, the 49ers were at New Orleans, and they won that game. So they were 10-3 when they won that game, but they were coming off a loss. So that was a pretty big win.
Last thing about the Jets situation.
Yeah.
And be real with us, because it's on the text line right now. I throw the name Kaepernick out, or are you like, Goo, come on, man. Nothing against Cap. That ship has sailed.
Nothing against Cap. That ship has sailed.
Yeah. You never know.
I mean, how long's he been out of the
league? It's got to be 5. I'm laughing with you guys, not acting. It ain't no 8. We ain't that damn old.
Now, that's a name I've not heard in a long
Who
time.
did that? But it's great. That was a Star Wars reference, Steiny.
Well, that's why.
But damn, it's been a while. How about that?
His last game was in 16. That's 8 years ago.
Whoa. Yikes. Yeah, it's been a while.
I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. But I want to kind of get into the minds of some 49er fans, and maybe Rodgers is a part of this. Maybe he isn't. I don't know, but it's what got me to thinking. Like, what? If you're Super Bowl or bust, all right. Like, I am fascinated with that term. Okay, Super Bowl or bust. So I got a question. If you're a Super Bowl or bust, you either win the Super Bowl and you reach all your goals. But what if you don't? What if you don't? I guess what I'm asking is, what is the bust? What is the bust? Super Bowl or bust, and you for whatever reason don't get it done.
Love this.
If you don't get it done, like what? To me, Super Bowl or bust means that if you don't win the Super Bowl this year, then stuff's going to start happening. Like,
oh no,
either you okay, well then, if nothing's gonna, then how can it be bust if essentially you don't get it done this year? You're probably going to come back with the same team.
Okay, this is me. This is the
your
fan in
window's
me.
been open 5 or 6 years. It'll stay open.
Yeah, the window will stay open, Steiny, but follow me here because I like our show meetings. I'm a big camaraderie guy. And there's no doubt that there are stars just like a great television show. The quarterbacks, the Debos, the Ayuks, the Bosas, the Warners, those are the stars. But collectively, this is a 53-man unit. And Steiny, I could tell you, this roster is going to be without some players next year. So when I put the bust, I always put it as some guys, even if they're the 52nd man, will not be on this team next year. And that's why I use the word bust.
But
you know what I mean? It ain't heads are going to roll. You're right. Kyle's going nowhere, and rightfully so. But like Bonte told us before he left out of here, the players are even
No
for
doubt.
the 49ers. They're setting the standard at that because they've been so damn close. And that's what a guy like me appreciates.
So Bosa's in his 5th year. He's not going anywhere. Kittle's in his 7th year. I guess what I'm saying is, like, I'm just throwing a bunch of stuff out there, and if I'd love for people to jump in, because I was thinking about how we talk about Shanahan. Oh, Shanahan's going to get it done. Can he get it done? Well, he hasn't gotten it done yet. Is this going to be the year he gets it done? What if he doesn't? Well, could you say, like, my point is, let's not look at Shanahan for a sec. Let's look at this team.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't get it done this year, and I mean Super Bowl, right? That means 4 out of the last 5 years you've gotten there, but not over the top.
Facts.
Wouldn't it be fair at that point to say, you know what? I don't think this group can get it done. Wouldn't that be part of the conversation?
And yes,
hey,
sir.
Look, it's been 4 out of 5 years. We haven't been over the top. You know what? Maybe Bosa and Kittle and Debo and Warner and Greenlaw and Trent Williams and Armstead and Purdy and everybody else and that core with the weaponry and the great linebackers and defensive front. Maybe they're not good enough.
Yeah.
Maybe the players.
That's
Like,
so fair.
Why wouldn't we look at it at the players also?
But I think we got to go totality, Steiny, and look at Kyle and look at the coaches, and we got to watch it play out. But the thing about what you're saying to me is you got me thinking Aaron Rodgers last night is Exhibit A. It could be any player on any team, on any down, to where fortunes can change. So I guess, Steiny, that's why I feel like some of the fan base and the players are like, tomorrow's not promised, Matt. And that's why you want to cash it in while you got a great chance and a
Tomorrow's
great
not
run.
promised to me means don't ever expect to win a title, because tomorrow's not promised and anything can happen. Like, I get it. You look at tomorrow's not promised. They have to do it this year. I look at it like tomorrow's not promised. So you guys need to understand it's hard to get to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. One thing goes wrong, you're probably not going to do. Brock Purdy gets hurt.
No, I was just.
So I'm just saying, like, you got to survive 16 more weeks.
Yeah.
And the first week was great, and the team looks great, and their offense looks great, and you got to keep surviving, and you can take control of the division as early as week 2 if
and
you,
it's
if
not
you beat the Rams.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. Tell me how you take it. Teams that win championships, Steiny, and Super Bowls, there is some luck involved. And there's luck when Steiny got hurt. He's going to only be out 4 weeks instead of out for the season. So there is luck involved when you talk about lasting and being able to survive the gauntlet, which is an NFL season.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the way I would, like, when I think about the 49ers and if I were fans, like, you know what? Like, I kind of understand. I mean, I kind of understand how you watch football with your fingers crossed, because you may have the best team out there, but you just got to stay healthy.
All day.
You have to stay healthy, and the 49ers, by the way, did after week 1. Kyle Shanahan said there's no significant injuries, so they're going to go into L.A. pretty healthy.